there, this is Denise with Modern Priscilla Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, a big special welcome to you. Please make sure you go ahead and hit subscribe so you never miss out on another video. Well, if you are a return viewer, first of all, thank you so much. You might notice that things look a little different today. Normally when I do my pickup cards, I do 4 piles with 4 different decks and 4 cards, and that's kind of the reading. Well, today we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to be using 4 different decks, but we're also adding 2 oracle decks. I have several stones set out here today. I have carnelian right here. I have moonstone. I have hematite. I have rose quartz. I have carnelian, and I have tiger's eye. Of course, I have my clear quartz here to open up the energy, get things flowing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to live shuffle. And I will put timestamps in the description. I'll allow you some time to select your pile, and then we'll get started. And, well, with that being said, let's get going. All righty, here we are. We have pile number 1 with the rose quartz. We have pile number 2 with tiger's eye. We have pile number 3 with carnelian. And we have pile number 4 with hematite. Let me straighten that one out a bit. There we go. All right. If you need to pause the video, please do so. But what I'm going to ask you to do is calm your mind. Focus on the question, what good news is coming? See where your attention is drawn and select your pile. Pile number 1. All right, pile 1. Go ahead and put that there. Let's see what's going on for you. What good news is coming? Let's see what we've got. All right, we have strategies. And here we have embrace the dark. So we're going to start off with our oracle cards to kind of set the tone for the reading. This here tells me that despite feeling like things are not working out, there is a way that something's going to be worked out. I'm wondering if there's something going on in your life that, you know, maybe a choice of some kind, maybe a decision of some kind that, you know, is going to come up. And one position looks potentially very much the better choice on the surface. But with some thinking, perhaps the alternative is what is the most successful choice. Embrace the dark would mean, you know, don't disregard or you know, well, disregard it's something that appears as though it might not be the right option, or something that's the more scary option, or the least popular option. Because with your strategies card here, this energy says that by applying what you know, your experiences and your intuition, you are going to see through, and potentially the harder choice is going to be the way to go. Ooh, okay, that's really good. All right, so let's set these up here. Looks like you've got some choices coming up. Now let's see what our tarot cards are. As you know, we've got 4 different decks going. So we're going to see what is going on. Okay, this card here serves as my energy card along with our oracle cards. So what have we got? We've got 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands talks about victory. The 6 of Wands talks about being recognized for your success. Again, I think, you know what, good things are coming. Good news is that you have made a decision that is going to advance your position, whatever that is that the decision is about. You know, coming from a position of openness and perhaps taking the harder road, the more difficult path. That's where the success is going to come. Here is your success. Again, this is about victory. So that's our energy here along with this. So we've got a really nice story here playing out. Here we go. We have justice. All right. Our justice card talks about fairness. It talks, I mean, as the name implies, justice, making sure that you are getting what you are owed in terms of, you know, the belief, somebody to believe in you. That's what it is. Somebody is going to be there to support you. Ooh, okay, that's what it is. I'm seeing what's next, and that's confirming it for me. I'll get to that in a second. But yes, somebody is going to be on your side. It looks like there is a decision to be made, and the least popular option is going to potentially be the better choice, which with some strategizing, you will be able to be victorious, like our victory card here, right? And I think somebody is going to be helping you in terms of support. I see that here too with our Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, Cups is a suit of love and emotion. It's kind of like the suit of feelings. This is kind of about taking a step back to evaluate, somebody who is listening to their intuition, not somebody who is not willing to act, but somebody who, you know, kind of is not wanting to be the one to make the change or be the one to state the new idea. That's what our page is talking about. Somebody who doesn't want to be the one to rock the boat. But knowing, this is also somebody who knows the change is coming and the change is good. Support for you to be victorious, but by sitting on the sidelines. Do you see what I'm saying? Kind of plays out nicely. I mean, this makes a lot of sense. All right, so now we've got our 9 of Coins following up right after that. 9 of Coins. Coins is Pentacles, and this is the Success card. Seriously, if I had to write one word on this card to remember what it means, I would write success. Literally, that is what I would say. This is about, you know, typically a group thing. It's got a social component to it. This is kind of feeling that justification, that achievement, and something that is important. This is an important change, something that has happened. Your decision here is something that will affect multiple people. This is sometimes known as the legacy too. I mean, when you think about it, this particular deck pulls in, this is called the In-Between Tarot. So while it is the 9 of Coins, it does have an energy influence from the cards that would be preceding and ahead of it. Very cool deck, by the way. Anyway, because of that, this also brings a much deeper meaning in terms of what is this success about? How does it apply to the situation? And that would be that there would be more of an opportunity to kind of say that whatever this issue is that you're going to be successful with, success is going to affect other people in terms of down the road. This seems like a decision of consequence. So not just a decision like, should we get pizza tonight? Obviously that's ridiculous, but I'm just showing you that, it's a decision of consequence. So some good news is definitely coming. The success, we've got two cards showing success. We have a card showing support, but potentially from a distance. Maybe more of a private support. It could be a decision having to do with everyday life. We've got pentacles here, which implies your physical earthly life. So work, school, home, health. It appears that potentially the harder route is going to be the right choice, and that with paying attention to kind of strategy and how you're going to move forward is how you're going to use that that darker path. It says here, embrace the dark. And when I say darker path, I'm not saying, it's ominous, it's not like that. This would imply almost like the harder path, the least favored path. This is something that's very successful. We've got two success cards. We have got support right here. So the good news is that something that's going on or that soon will be happening. It's going to be up to you to make a decision. The decision that you make will have support from somebody that's more kind of from afar, as opposed to being right in it, actively working on it with you. It might be more of a personal support. Like this is cups, so this might be like your spouse or your best friend or your mom, somebody who's close to you is being very supportive. But I do think it has something more, the decision, I do think that has something more to do with your everyday life. It could be about work. It could be about where you're going to live. It could be about, anything that involves something that takes up your time, your earthly life. So physical things. Ooh, this was really clear. I see two cards saying success. So this, whatever it is going to be successful, and you will be the one who is recognized for that success. Now, I realize that's not the only reason we do things is for the recognition, but what a nice validation, especially when it seems like the darker path is the path that we're choosing, the path that is more resistance, perhaps. But, people aren't maybe for that, or that seems harder in some way. That's where people are going to say, you know what you're talking about. I am on board with what you're saying. Again, too, here, this success card has to do a little bit with that legacy type of thing. So the decision you make is going to affect other people for sure. Woo, pile one. That is really good news. All right. Well, good luck in that. Please leave a comment. I'd love to know what you think of this reading and how it might apply to your life. If you already can't think of a decision that this would be like, oh yeah, that's it, then I would say you will be expecting something like this to pop up and relatively soon. So yeah. So please make sure to go ahead and hit subscribe and come back and see me again. I upload every day, and I'd love to have you part of the family. Thank you for letting me read for you. Pile number 2. All right, pile 2. Let us see what we've got. We're going to start off by looking at our oracle cards and see what kind of theme we can get, kind of an idea of what is going on. The question again is, what good news is coming? Well, here we have looking at the past and make the sacrifice. Ooh, okay. We, of course, have to see what our other cards are. But what this is indicating is the energy obviously has something to do with a lesson you have learned from the past. Something you have learned, whether it's through experience or through a literal teaching of some kind. It's potentially something that you are kind of trying to rely upon, meaning you're looking for answers, you're looking where to go, you're looking how to approach the next phase, and looking to the past is where you're going to find your answer. This doesn't mean get lost in the past or be living in the past, but it means what lessons perhaps have you learned from an experience, or again, from a teaching or study of some kind about whatever is coming. We're going to look at the cards and see what we can get, but definitely looking at the past from past experience and making the sacrifice. This implies that, you might not get your way. You might not get your way every time, or you might have to compromise and feel like you're giving up a little something. Compromise should be a nice give and take of equal proportions, but that doesn't mean sometimes we're not a little disappointed that we had to give something up, right? So let's see how it applies to our tarot spread. That card here, that's my energy card. It will serve as energy along with our tarot cards, or I'm sorry, our oracle cards. Okay, yeah, you've been going up and down. Okay, so some good news coming, excuse me. This is our energy card. This is the Four of Wands. This is about building a foundation. You've built a foundation from something you learned in the past. I mean, that is absolutely clear with this one. The foundation. Now, what I think about with this, now I do not have a construction background or anything like that. So this probably sounds ridiculous to somebody who does, but what I think of is a house. And I think about, what I would imagine is how it kind of, simplistically works. We pour the concrete, we build the first floor, we build the second floor. Well, this is the concrete. This is building the concrete, maybe the frame of the house, but this is saying we are successful, but we have more to do, right? So the success is something that's very important. We have our 10 of Cups here, which also talks about success. This is of Cups. So this is love and emotion and feelings and things like that. So I think, you're feeling pretty good about things. You're going to be feeling pretty good. What good news that is potentially coming is that you have somebody entering your life. I think somebody is entering your life. I think it's somebody that you perhaps are not feeling is exactly what you were A, looking for, or B, potentially not on the same page about something. So there will be a sacrifice required. You might have really kind of built your idea of what's going to happen in a relationship. Now, it could be a romantic relationship. It could be a friendship. It could even be a family kind of dynamic. But this definitely says you kind of set up in your mind how it should look. But this is saying you're going to be better served by making a compromise, even when that feels like you're sacrificing something. Now, again, I want to stress, never give up on your boundaries. Never give up on your self-worth and things like that. Sometimes we have to adjust the bar, That doesn't mean that we're literally making a sacrifice, like something that's important to that extreme. But sometimes we don't always get everything that is, right on. That's what a sacrifice, that's what a compromise is. Even when it feels like a sacrifice. But we do have a lot of success. I think this is a relationship-based reading. The more I'm looking at it, I'm getting the real feel of relationship. If you are in a relationship, this talks about advancing your relationship. If you are not in a relationship, then something looks to be coming, something that would be successful. Either way, the important message here is that there is something from your past that you are going to be able to use to advance your relationship, to get over some kind of hurdle that you're stuck on. You guys have a foundation. If you're not together already, you're going to build the foundation. Do you see how it applies to both? Okay, so this is feeling good. Feeling good. 10 of Cups. Things are going great. We're compromising. I used my information from the past, and now I'm ready to compromise and make that happen. I think that starts off pretty well, but then we've got our Nine of Swords. So I think it's kind of an up and down. Our Nine of Swords talks about being a little bit depressed or anxious or overthinking, worry. So I think, because this is new territory for you, you've got it set in your mind how you think things should go. And that's not working for you and your partner, your person, the person who's coming, whichever the case may be. You have to compromise, which seems like a good idea because success is there, build that foundation. But this is new territory now because you've made a sacrifice, which in therefore changes what you are looking for. Do you see what I'm saying? But that causes you to kind of feel like, all right, things are great. No, they're not. Yes, they are. No, they're not. Yes, they are. This card, though, indicates a lot of overthinking. So it could be a little bit of kind of like a self-imposed kind of thing. A lot of this meaning trapped kind of in your own mind. That you're almost sabotaging yourself, because think about it, even if it doesn't outwardly affect the relationship as far as your partner is concerned, think about what that's doing to your mind, to your body. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, happy, sad, happy, sad. Not a good way to manage your personal well-being, your health, your self-care, and so forth. So I see that this is coming, and I'm going to bet that it's because you've had to make some sort of compromise, sacrifice, in order to keep building the foundation with this person. Yeah, I mean, very much so. All right, so let's see what we have next. We have our Eight of Swords. This, again, is driving home that this is a self-imposed kind of thing. Again, we have Swords. Swords is the suit of thoughts and ideas. As you can see by the imagery in the deck, this guy is tied up and in these swords, and oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. Well, guess what? Look at that. He's got somebody right there who's feeling the same way. I believe your partner or your future partner might be feeling the same way. I think sacrifice, in other words, compromise, is part of the problem, but also part of the solution. We have really good news because this is our energy card. This says rely on your foundation. This is giving you kind of a blueprint. Rely on that foundation that you've A, already built, or B, about to build. The foundation is born out of compromise. Well, how do you know what to do? How do you know? You're looking at the past and you're drawing upon things that have happened, things that you've learned. But with another person, think about it. Everybody has their own experiences, their own past, their own things that they've learned. You got to compromise, which at times feels like a sacrifice. You have to remember that this is not it's okay, unless you're giving up something that is clearly within your safety or your mental health, obviously that's important. So I'm not just saying, hey, give it all up. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is it looks like we're doing a lot of overthinking. We've got two cards that are saying this. Your person is also thinking about it. Compromise is difficult for some people, well, for all of us sometimes, but I do see it coming along. We need to get one more. I'm going to pull out another deck just to get an outcome. I'm going to use the Arcanum. Let's just do an outcome. I got to give it a quick shuffle. The good news. I see good news. I think this is relationship-based. Or family, something to do with feelings, somebody to do with feelings. And again, you might know exactly what this is talking about. And if not, this implies that something's coming. So give us one more. We want to kind of see the foundation. We see what to do, but we're also wanting some good news. I would love a slam dunk here when it says everything's perfect. Let's find out. Okay, yeah, this is great. Now, you might be saying, I don't know if you could see that. You might be like, how is that great? It's the death card. No, nobody's dying. It's not anything to do with actually dying. So the death card means that we're closing a chapter. We're starting a new one. It talks about a natural change. Oh, the good news is you are going to get through whatever this is. You've got your foundation. These are the issues. You're feeling like, well, it's the compromise, obviously, that the issues are stemming from. And I think both of you are feeling like, all right, I need to kind of have it my way, which is not accurate. This is causing you to go back and forth between being upset and being happy, being upset, being happy, being upset, being happy. And what you need to do to get to this new chapter and the success is to kind of obviously learning from your past, not being so rigid that you're not open to allowing somebody else's, also their past, their experiences, their desires. You got to make room for that, which might sound like a sacrifice. The way you're going to get through it is through communication, swords, and relying on the things that are making you happy. 10 of Cups. Focus on that. Focus on the foundation. Again, build a foundation or remember your foundation, whatever you are in terms of the position that you're in. And here comes the change. So the good news is this is going to be resolved, and we've got the 10 of Cups. That's implying that everything's going to be warm and fuzzy, not only for you, but for both of you. Look at that. Two of you in that, tied up in that little trap you've made. Ooh, communication is your key, and compromise and remembering the good times. That is the very strong message for you, pile 2. Ooh, I hope this made sense. Please drop a comment. I'd love to know what you're thinking. How does this apply to your life? Please let me know. And of course, if you haven't hit subscribe already, please do so. I'd love to have you in the family. Tap the bell so you never miss another video. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number 3. All right, pile 3. Let us see what we've got. We have our carnelian stone here. What we're going to do is we're going to lay out the oracle cards first. The question again is, what new good news is coming? All right, so what have we got? The oracle cards pick up on the energy. They kind of serve as a theme for the tarot. We've got small influences and reveal your truth. So what this is saying, again, in terms of the question, what good news is coming? I'm thinking you're going to have to be very much looking for clues right now. I think some subtle things are going to be coming in, and I think that you are going to be picking up on those subtle cues. We need to look at our tarot spread to see kind of what direction those cues what they'd be about, and kind of get a little deeper understanding of that. But this really implies small influences. This implies that you're going to be needing to look for those cues, and by being honest, by being logical, by telling it like it is, you're going to be able to move the needle. You're going to be the small influence. Think about it. It kind of goes both ways. Small influences, meaning cues that you're taking in to kind of make a decision as to how your truth is going to unfold. And also, the other side, small influences, by revealing your truth, you're going to be able to make small influences. And sometimes those small influences are the biggest influence. Ooh, okay, that's good. All right, so let's see what else we have. Now, this card I'm going to set out is our energy card. That serves as the strongest energy the tarot is picking up on, and it will work in conjunction with our oracle cards. All right, so let's see what's going on. This is, I'm thinking very much about a person entering your life, a person of probably a romantic kind of nature. Let's see what we've got. We've got our 9 of Wands first. This implies that, you know what, you've kind of been waiting, it sounds like. Romance in terms of two different things. We could be with somebody trying to see, wanting some good news, maybe about your current relationship, or it could be you're single and you're waiting for a relationship, well, dating or completely without at this moment. This talks about things are coming. Things are coming. This says, hold on. So that's good news already, right off the bat. Someone's coming, and you're being asked to wait. Okay, so what else do we have? We have our Three of Pentacles right here. Now, Three of Pentacles talks about success. Now, so again, a success card. Success from what? From your past work. So things that you've already done, revealing your truth. This is influencing you, and it influences how you interact with other people. This is talking about having small influences. So I'm not talking about, sitting down with somebody and saying, all right, listen to this. I'm going to explain it to you. I'm talking about subtle things. People, the biggest way to make people change is not through anger, and you gotta change. It's not through crying, I hope you change. It's through the small influences, meaning we change how we act. We change how we react. Things like that. Now, of course, I'm not talking about something very serious like domestic violence or emotional abuse. Now, of course, if that's going on, check out my description. I have some numbers there that you can call. But this is talking about, changing the way you act, showing your truth. That's exactly how it is. I don't know how else to say it, because you've done some work. You've done some work on yourself. We have our Knight of Cups. The good news is this is going to make your person be especially interested in you or wanting to rekindle things with you. The Knight of Cups, if you watch my show or a lot of my other videos, I call the Knight of Cups the ooh la la card, because this is somebody you'd kind of imagine like your favorite romantic movie star. This guy rushes in, and it could be a girl too, so gender neutral, guys. The Knight of Cups runs in and says, oh, I'm going to sweep you off your feet, and I'm going to tell you why I think we're a good couple. Look he's got papers all down there. He's ready to say, this is the declaration. I want to tell you, I want to convince you. You might be thinking you're watching for cues from Mr. or Ms. Knight of Cups. Are you real? Is this accurate? Are you just full of it? You're kind of trying to see. It looks like you are kind of unwilling just to take it at face value. You know why? Because you have been looking at things. You've been looking at the subtle cues. You have been seeing how this person is making you feel. Perhaps there is something that you need to say, you need to do, you need to act a little differently maybe. Don't go along with things that you don't like. That kind of stuff always comes out anyway later. For example, your person loves NASCAR, and you're watching it. He or she is watching it every day, all the time, whatever. And you're like, oh, I hate NASCAR, but I'm going to sit down next to my person and be like, yay, go, go, go. Well, you can only fake that for so long. And now, obviously, watching NASCAR is a stupid example, but you see where I'm going with this. Eventually, you're going to say, I really hate NASCAR. And what a surprise to your partner, because you've been a great actress, right? Or an actor. Don't need to do that. Now, that doesn't mean you need to be a jerk and walk around going, NASCAR sucks. I hate NASCAR. No, this means if you change the way you react to things on a subtle level, you're going to be able to live in your truth all the more. You are not going to be sacrificing what you want just because of what somebody else wants. Notice in this card, there is a cup being handed out. Cups is the suit of love and emotion. It's kind of the feelings kind of suit. And these people aren't even looking at each other. They've got their back. They've each got spilled cups, but there is a chance right there. There is a cup right there, or whatever this is, and some kind of container. Anyway, if you turn and look, you both have to look, but if you turn and look, you'll see it. So let's kind of sum up before we move on. This is saying, don't give up on your ideas. Don't give up on your position, but it also means that you have to interact with somebody, and you have to take on, you have to take into consideration, I mean, what they want, what they're doing, but you're being told to change the way you react. Reveal your truth through subtle influences. The way we act is the way to make the biggest change, as we already kind of discussed. Based on what you've done, it seems like you are a pretty well-rounded person. Now, if you're already together with this person, this could also be pointing to the foundation that you've already built together. And again, if this is something new, this is definitely a card talking about a personal nature of your own growth, your own success. This could also say in life, you are a successful person, which is also very attractive to people, in terms of getting somebody new in the picture. The Knight of Cups says, ooh la la, where somebody's coming in. Again, that's why I say that is one of the pieces of the good news. Somebody's coming in. And again, if you're with somebody, I think you're going to have a renewed sense of emotional connection. So either way, that's very good news, right? And then again, with this one, it is kind of like you're both kind of stuck on what you both want, as opposed to making a compromise, making things work for somebody else, putting yourself in somebody else's shoes, perhaps. Yeah. So I want to pull another one, though, because I'm wanting to see a little bit more about what the ending of this is. The good news so far is either A, somebody's coming into the picture, or B, you're going to have a new kind of renewed sense of emotional connection in your current relationship. Let's get one more. I'm going to give it a quick shuffle. Okay, so let us see what we've got for more news. We want good news, please. Give us some more. Oh boy, yeah. All right, so the High Priestess. I'm feeling like either you've been in an argument or a reconciliation kind of situation, or you've been single. And well, obviously those are the only two options, but this is what's driving it home. The High Priestess is saying that, the phases of the moon. Oftentimes in the High Priestess, the imagery has a moon, and that's saying what goes around comes around, and you always can feel confident that the cycles will repeat, they will move on. If this is a reconciliation, the good news is this is going to be ending soon, and it looks like a little bit of compromise is needed, and it looks like you're being asked to reveal a little bit more of your truth, being honest. This is saying hold on. If you're single, this is also saying hold on. But the good news is that by living in your truth, being yourself, you're going to be able to enjoy a person coming in right here. And the word of advice is to make sure you are always looking at things from both people's point of view, and making subtle changes. You can't change who you are as a person, and you shouldn't try, but subtle things, that's important. And then again, with our final draw, it's saying that the things come around. So if it was an argument, if it's a reconciliation, things are coming around. If it's dating or a new person, this is saying this is easily resolved. Ooh, that is good news. That is really good news, pile 3. I hope this made sense. Drop a comment. I'd love to know how this applies to your life. If you're not seeing this yet, this is kind of what you might want to be thinking about. Just watch for things, for small influences, subtle clues. Yeah, so make sure you come back and see me. Hit subscribe, tap the bell. That way you'll never be left out when another video comes out. You'll always know. And thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number 4. All right, pile 4, we have our hematite here. We're going to start off with our 2 oracle cards. See what we've got. This is going to serve as kind of like the energy. Ooh, you got some good things coming. All right, we're going to see what these tarot cards are, of course. But just to start it off, we've got your personal power. Oh, yeah. and be without malice. Oh, all right. Well, we got to see what these are to make sure that we are on the right track. But so far, what I'm getting from this is that you are going to be having some success here. I think there is either a choice between two things, or B, a situation where people are feeling like there is no solution. Your personal power says that your confidence level, not only confidence. I'm not talking about cockiness. I'm not talking about walking around like, hey man, I'm personal power. I'm talking about, being your personal, your self-confidence. You're like, I know things are going to work out. I know I am going to figure this out. Whatever, those kinds of thoughts. So confidence, not cockiness. Here, without malice means we're not doing things just to be mean, just to get even, just to win at all costs. This is saying about looking out for the greater good. This is talking about being fair. And this talks about not being kind of charged up by the negativity of whatever the situation might be. So we'll see what those are. But yeah, this is talking about your confidence and a little bit of advice about stay away from things that are kind of fueled by your irritation, your anger, whatever might lead a kind of to malice, right? All right. So this is our energy card. This is going to serve as the strongest energy that the tarot is picking up on. Oops. And it will apply as a clarification card to each of our tarot cards. So let's take a look at what we've got. All right, for our energy, we have judgment. Now, as the name implies, this talks about kind of judging something, saying and kind of, taking a look at something and saying, all right, I'm weighing it out. I'm seeing, which way to go. What's the correct way to go? I am confident. I know I have what it takes to make a decision. Plus, I'm going to do it without malice, without anger, without looking for the shitty way to do things, without, looking at somebody, getting back at somebody, without, any of those negative kind of emotions or driving factors. And we are going to be fair. We are going to look and decide. We are also not going to let other people try to steal our ideas, trying to, emotionally sway us. This is saying I'm going to decide without the input of others. And ultimately, what good news? Well, this is about rebirth, rejuvenation. I think that, this situation that's coming, I think there's a reason that you might be feeling a little bit like, I don't know, nasty about it. Like, I don't like what they did, or I'll show them, this implies that it might be about somebody trying to steal an idea from you. And what this says is, in order to kind of counteract that, counterbalance it, and get back onto that judgment zone where you're even and you're feeling kind of like, okay, we can get moving. The way you're going to do that and cancel that out is by exercising your personal power. This means you're not coming in with brute force, trying to change somebody's mind. You're not trying to knock somebody out of it by, physically doing something. This is talking about showing off how you know the answer. You're confident. Or maybe you don't even know the answer, but your confidence means you're going to find out the answer. You are the one to be followed. You're the leader, and you're not going to let whatever crappy thing might have happened alter your confidence. Not going to shake you, and you will be successful. Let's see if we can get a little bit more as to what this might even be about. All right. I think it has something to do with work, or money, work or money. The Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles is the suit of our earthly life. So physical things, money, career, school, home, health. The reason I said work or money, why that's jumping out at me, is because our Queen of Pentacles is usually very wealthy. She is very much a kind of a materialistic person. This kind of, connecting it to all of these, perhaps you're annoyed. Somebody did something that's, they are trying to be materialistic about. I mean, this could apply in so many ways. If you are at home and your spouse, your family, your children, somebody, maybe they did something they shouldn't have done with money, or honesty about that, which would make you upset, right? Makes you angry. You're a person, a human being, of course you have feelings, but you got to remember, like, I can deal with this. I can deal with this on a level that is mature, that is confident, and I'm willing to be dynamic. I'm willing to be listening to the other side and not just being fueled over anger. Remember, we're not letting what other people do alter our judgment of how we're, not just judgment, like, yes, you're right, you're wrong, yes, no. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about kind of feeling like you feel reborn, like, all right, I feel much better. I'm not angry anymore. Plus, we're finding out a way to maybe move forward, right? I think this is really talking about something you've been angry about. Either somebody is dishonest or stole your idea, took some money. It has something to do with that. And if you're feeling like that's not happening, this implies that it is likely about to happen. This is the near future. Our queen is somebody who is nurturing, and that's why I think it might be family. The Queen of Pentacles, again, is a little bit more materialistic. She is a nurturer, though, because she is a queen. The Queen of Pentacles, this is somebody who doesn't follow through on things. So again, maybe somebody didn't do what they were supposed to do. You, though, have the power. Your personal power is what is going to get everything back on track to this rebirth moment. Okay. Next, Ten of Pentacles. Pentacles again. Ten of Pentacles is about, kind of that ultimate end goal. Pentacles, again, wealth, health, that kind of a thing, your physical world. This talks about achievement. This is the Edgar Allan Poe tarot, which obviously is using themes from Edgar Allan Poe's writings. But in the traditional imagery, you'll usually see a family. So it does have kind of a legacy feeling to it. So look at that, legacy with the family. Do you see where I'm getting family and money? It's Pentacles, money, work, and then the legacy, the family. I think this has something to do with family, and likely money. Yeah. So what happens next? What happens next? We have our Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands talks about speedy change. It talks about things, these coming quickly. Fire, see the fire. Wands is the, suit of fire, passion, heat. She's blowing the fire out of there. She's changing things. She's changing things. This sky is laying on the ground with some fire there going, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Well, perhaps your family member did not know what to do. It was a mistake. Maybe it wasn't, vindictive, like, purposeful way to be crappy in some way that would make you angry. It wasn't on purpose. They have remorse for it. You have the power to fix it. You're the one blowing the fire out of your mouth there. You have personal power. You are going to be able to resolve this situation. Very, very clear here. Wow. Okay, so let's sum it up. The good news. Now, you might be thinking, oh, gee, great. Somebody's going to make me mad and take my money. That doesn't sound like good news. Yes, that does not sound like good news. The good news, though, is whatever this is going to be resolved. It's going to be resolved. A strong foundation is based on your personal power, your confidence, your knowledge, your willingness to work with people. I do think it's a family member, and it might have something to do with money. It could have something to do, it's home and health. I mean, maybe you have a young adult who is just going to go move away to another country, and you're like, oh my gosh, no, I don't want you to do that, blah, and you're upset. It could have something to do with that. It might be a romantic partner. Maybe it's your mom, dad, family member, your best friend. I think it has something to do with family. What these are saying, though, is this is not a problem that is going to make or break you. It is more of an event that, other than causing maybe some friction, is easily resolved. So again, you're not going to lose your house, or, it's not something catastrophic like that. I think it is a problem perhaps, and it made you upset. But what you're going to be able to do, you're going to be able to swoop in and resolve the problem. You are going to resolve the problem. You are coming in with the fire. You're coming in with the fire. You're helping your person, whoever that is, family, friend, who is close to you, important to you, feels like family. Whatever it is, I think you're going to also be able to avoid this in the future. Whatever happened, the 10 of Pentacles talks about sharing the wealth, as well as that completion and that family legacy kind of thing. It talks about sharing the wealth. Now, think about that figuratively. Sharing the wealth could obviously mean money, sharing the money, but it can also mean what else makes you wealthy. Having a sense of calm, of peace, of love, having good communication, and all these wonderful things, that makes you wealthy as well. Wealth is not just about the amount in your bank account. So I think that you're going to have the opportunity to really help guide somebody, coach somebody, and resolve something. I think something potentially happens to make this come up as an issue to deal with. I feel like it's going to make you feel, a little bit annoyed or irritated or angry or mystified, whatever feelings that involves. But I do believe it's going to be easily resolved. You're going to get through to this person, and they are going to be the better for it. And you're going to feel like it's a whole renewed sense of being. If it's a relationship, person, a child of yours, this is a chance for a new chapter. This is about brace for change. Here we go. We've got the 8 of Wands. Things are changing, and they're changing quickly. This also talks about rebirth, renewal. So it looks like the good news is not only are you going to be a strong source of support and good advice, the result of that advice is going to be kind of a whole new playing field or slate or a new drawing board. I don't know what other cliche saying you might like, but yeah, it's a whole new beginning. And again, I do think it has to do with family or somebody close, and likely has to do with some money. If this hasn't, if this is an experience, you're like, well, that's not even happening, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, in that case, then I think that this might be coming up. So this is my short-term, near future spread. So I think you can expect that something like this might be coming up. Now, this is talking about being aware. This doesn't mean make it a self-fulfilling prophecy and walk around trying to look for ways people are making you mad. You see what I'm saying? It just says be aware. And when it happens, this is what you need to convey. Your personal power, which again, we already went over this. That's your self-worth, your strength, your confidence, not cockiness, your knowledge, your nurturing, your willingness to work with people and want the greater good. That's what's going to come through. This is how it's going to happen. We're getting some change in there. We're going to help whoever this person is who needs our help, and it will be resolved, and it's a whole new world after that. Ooh, pile 4. This is great. How exciting. How exciting. Now you remember your power. You remember that in all the situations that you're in. Don't walk around cocky, but remember this. I hope you do. Please drop a comment. Let me know what this sounds like to you. What are you thinking? Tell me about how you've discovered your personal power. Now, of course, if you haven't subscribed already, hit subscribe and tap that bell on your way out. I upload daily, and I'd love to see you again. Thank you so much for letting me read for you.